Good afternoon. My name is Lee McFadger, and I'd like to talk to you about a new exciting tool that will keep your students engaged. Our students are not living in the same environment many of us grew up in. I mean, over the last 10 years, technology has entered every aspect of our lives. Back in the 1990s, we used to carry 80s and 90s, we used to carry big boom boxes on our shoulder. We had the introduction of cell phones and what we called cell phone bricks that were so large that they had to have their own bag, or we had to carry them in large bags, not in our pockets, not on our side. That picture on the far right there, that's actually a 1960s classroom. However, if you walk into a lot of classrooms even in 2015, that model seems to be continuing. But technology is in our lives and in these children's lives every day, and things are growing exponentially. We now have computerized computers on our wrists, such as the computer watch. We have our cell phones in which we can use for commerce. We use for banking. We use for almost everything and anything, and check our cell phones probably about every 2 to 3 minutes for the average person with Facebook and Twitter. The classroom there on the far right now has tablets. We now have bring your own technology. We have gamification inside the classroom. We have a lot of things at our fingertips in which we can engage students. So why are our students sometimes lackluster? Well, that 1960s classroom that I showed you, in a lot of classrooms now, that model still continues. These students are using technology on the outside of those four walls of the school. They use it for everything and anything, and yet we try to keep it from them. We try to put the 1960s classroom here in 2015 when we have changed society altogether. The ISTE, which is the International Society for Technology and Education, they say they have developed standards for evaluating the skills and knowledge students need to learn effectively and live productively in our increasingly global and digital world. They continue that simply by being able to use technology is no longer enough. Today's students need to be able to use technology to analyze, to learn, and explore. Digital age skills are vital for preparing students to work, live, and contribute to the social and civic fabric of their communities. These right here are the 6 ISTE standards for students. One with creativity and innovation, 2 with communication and collaboration, 3 the research and information fluency, 4 critical thinking, problem solving, and decision making, 5 digital citizenship, and 6 technology operations and concepts. And so I would like to share with you one program that I think covers all 6 of these in one aspect or another. So enter MOBYMAX. MOBYMAX is an outstanding online resource that offers a free math, language, and reading curriculum. Now they've added writing classes for K through 8 teachers to use with their students. All the lessons are aligned with the Common Core standards, and teachers can implement the service with very little work on their end. Now, they do have a free version, and after a 30-day trial, you're able to decide if you want to move up to their Pro version, which is available for a very reasonable $99 a year. It's $599 for an entire school, which, after looking at many different programs that schools try to implement, $599 for an entire school, no matter what the size, is pretty reasonable. So, however, you can get everything you need to out of the free version. The free version has just enough bells and whistles to be used very effectively. However, like I said, you have a 30-day trial in which you can use all their features, and then after that decide if you would like to go with the Pro version or if you'd like to stay with the free. When you first create a MOBYMAX account, you'll be presented with your home screen dashboard, and you'll be asked to start enrolling your students. And at this point, it'd be helpful to have a list of the students you'd like to enroll. Now, they let you sign up for an unlimited amount of kids, and an idea of what you want their usernames and passwords to be would help you along in that process. Enrollment is fairly self-explanatory, but throughout the process, MOBYMAX offers assistance through these little yellow pop-up screen bubbles. This is a great addition for any teacher who may be uncomfortable or unfamiliar with technology to help guide you along the way. They also provide an easy-to-follow guide on the steps your students should take to connect to your class. Once your student has enrolled and connected, they will log in and begin. Now, when they first sign in, they'll see a dashboard similar to the teacher dashboard, and they'll need to choose math, language, vocabulary, reading, number sense, so forth. Now, the first activity in both sections, or in all the sections, is a placement test to determine their level of proficiency. And as I mentioned before, all these sections are completely aligned with the Common Core standards. Now, after your students have finished their placement test, their results will be automatically linked to your teacher account. You'll be able to see everyone's results and check out which indicators and standards students are having trouble with, those holes that they may have in their education. Then MOBYMAX does all the legwork by assigning lessons to help students fill in their missing knowledge gaps. The software determines which indicators students need to work on and then creates assignments based on that. It's an incredibly useful feature and a huge time saver. And when students sign in, they'll see exactly what they need to work on, and the teacher can keep track of their progress. However, teachers have complete control over the process, and if they want to delete or assign additional or different lessons, well, then that option is also available. This program works the same for math, for language, for vocabulary, and reading and writing by assigning these students new lessons and keeping track of the results and then updating the teacher on the student's progress. The language section is a new addition, as well as the writing just came online. And it's a great resource for helping students with grammar, with sentence structure, and parts of speech. And essentially, that's the core of the program. But if you're willing to put in that extra $99 or that extra $599 for the school-wide license, the Pro version has a ton of extra features that a lot of teachers would enjoy. With the Pro version, teachers can print out students' progress reports, have support for IEP plans, offer a nice collection of math and vocabulary games that the students can get on and use. They are able to gain time for keeping focused and for working. You can have contests, you can award badges, and, well, there's a whole lot more. If you're interested in this site, then I have a video here that just kind of tells you and shows you some MOBYMAX success.
Third grade teacher was using MOBYMAX, and she recommended it to all the other teachers because it was such a great feature to have in the classroom.
We're reaching all our students who are at all different learning levels, helping them to grow as learners and reach mastery of the particular learning targets we're doing across content level.
You can use it as a computer. You can look it up on like a tablet, on an iPad, on a phone. And it asks you a lot of hard questions. So it starts as easy, and then it gets a little bit harder, and then it goes harder and harder and harder.
It's very just kid friendly. If you look at all the pieces of it, whether it be the tablet or online, it's just colorful and fun, and they just really enjoy it.
When a classroom of 21 fifth graders are working independently and you can hear nothing but keystrokes, that is a clue that your classroom is engaged.
It's so easy to just look where students are at different parts of the year, even different parts of the day, You can see when they're working on it. You can see how well they did on a lesson, and if they're not understanding the lesson, then you can intervene there and figure out, okay, are they just not answering it correctly? Are they rushing through it, or do they just really not understand the process that's going on with that lesson?
They log on, and the first thing they do is they go on FactMaster, and we choose that because fact fluency, not so great. So they practice as much as they can with that, and some are on addition, some are on subtraction, multiplication and division, and they love to pass those levels. Something that I love as a teacher is you can use the data from Moby for conferences, so you can communicate with the parents.
I'm really good at badges. I get every 7 problems, I get like a badge.
I have other students who come in, and if they're having trouble with a certain assignment or section of Moby, they get to go in, they log on, and they wait for me, and then I can go over and give them a 5-minute little mini lesson on what it is they're having trouble with, and then that helps to support what they're doing at home.
In the beginning of the year, I didn't really know my multiplication facts, and then from FactMaster, I've learned a lot.
It's remarkable the amount of data that comes from just the students, taking a simple assessment.
Where there are so many great points about it that we quickly got the full version through our district.
Because it's so fun, and I just want to do it every single second of my life. That's how awesome it is.
In conclusion, I'd like to tell you that MOBYMAX is just an excellent service that gives teachers as little or as much control over the curriculum as they want. It's aligned to the Common Core standards. It's designed to be completely automatic and offers an enormous amount of feedback and student data. Now, on top of that, all of that, the free version includes everything a teacher needs to run the program successfully in the classroom. Well done, MOBYMAX. I must say, very well done. Now, teachers, sign up for your free 30-day trial and see what it's all about.